What up, good people? How are we doing? Another amazing morning here. I think not a day, but a morning. I think it's amazing already. But how is everyone doing on this magnificent What Up Wednesday way back edition of the show? Welcome to CertaPro Painters Presents Who's to Blame? The podcast, episode 563. We're getting up there. We're climbing the charts the best way we can. With the people, of the people, and by the people. So hello to you, TikTok. Hello, mycitymymusic.com. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. And hello, StreamYard. I hope everyone is doing well on this beautiful way back Wednesday morning. If you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. If you're celebrating an anniversary, happy anniversary to you. I noticed something on my timeline this morning. I just looked up at the TV in the studio. That's a nice touch, Justin. That's a nice touch.
I meant to put yours on there. The wrong one.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Oh, man. I noticed something on my timeline in the past 3 days. There are a lot of people I grew up with and played softball with and baseball with. A lot of y'all have been married and together over 20 years. I had no idea. Give yourselves a congratulations, a high five, and do something special for your significant other. And if you're off today, you already know how I feel about you. You're doing something right. You're doing something special. You know, not everybody can do that the right way. Not everybody can do that the right way. I got the laptop here, the phone here, the tablet here, and the main screen here, and the big screen right here. I'm Dre-tasking today. We done changed the word from multitasking to Dre-tasking. Okay, so there we go, good people. We got it all into viewership. If it's your first time tuning in, thank you so much. You can go to Spreaker and find the rest of the podcast episodes for you to listen to for your listening pleasure. As we know, folks right now like to do interesting things around the house, and while driving, they like to listen to podcasts. There's nothing wrong with that because every third person has a podcast. But it is Wednesday, and this is hump day, as people call it. This is when you should figure out how the week is going and how you're going to close out the week, especially in our younger days, Well, we might as well get on into it. It is garnering a lot of discussion and topics and debates. And I want to talk about Monday Night Football, the recap. Oh, boy, oh, boy. We all know the I told you so people. They never bet. They mumble up under the undertone. I told you so. No. You got to stay truth with your feelings. You got to say it with your chest when you're talking about sports. You can't come at people Tuesday and Wednesday and say, I told you Detroit was going to win. When did you say this, Todd? When? When did you say these words that came out of your mouth and you said Detroit was going to beat Baltimore? That was one hell of a game. One hell of a game. It did not disappoint, 38-30. Detroit's defense. I call it blue collar work, where they really appreciate a $2 cold beer, a $3.50 burger, a $5 combination. That's blue collar food, and that's blue collar football, what they're doing in Detroit. Dan Campbell, I like your energy. I like the way you talk to the team in the locker room, post-game and pre-game. That defense had 7 sacks against Lamar Soul Glow Jackson. 7. Derrick Henry. People want to blame you. They want to blame you for fumbling the ball in the fourth quarter. It's actually 3 games in a row he's fumbled, but they recovered the last fumble in the game they won. Maybe you should take a page from Emmitt Smith's book. Emmitt Smith carried the ball in one hand. He never changed up. Whole career. Emmitt. I know you like to stiff arm. Maybe switch arms with the ball. Try your other hand, because that was not working. But everybody has a case of the yips. And the case of the yips in sports is when unfortunate things happen that you cannot control. No matter how much you practice, no matter how many times you've made that play, read that defense, know what's about to happen, train for this, watch replay, watch film, studied it, got in the book, walk through, mistakes still will happen. I think that's why a lot of us like sports. You can't control it. We call it the sports gods, and we call it the yips. I think Derrick Henry and the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Soul Glow Jackson, they will be fine. I know it's early, the type of games they lost to Buffalo Bills, and nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills. But the way Detroit beat them, did they expose a bigger issue with Baltimore Ravens? If they did, who's to blame? Please leave your comments. If you have something to say about that, leave your comments. Not a problem at all. The defense gave up, Baltimore's defense gave up 224 yards rushing. Tell me, in the past 10 years, you've known a Baltimore Ravens defense to do that. I think they lost somebody on the coaching staff or in the front office that know how to get them dogs. I'm not talking about them Georgia Bulldogs, not recruiting. I'm talking about going and get them animals, that beast that want to hit you. We would never have the type of defense they had when they beat the Giants in the Super Bowl. Let that go. We got to let that go. Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, go. They gone, yo. You're not going to get replication of them. Somebody got to come in there and bring their own style, but still have that dog with them. We do it in sports every time. We know at one point they're going to have to leave, retire, or something going to happen. We just missed that style of play. But who's to blame? It's the whole process of judging talent, evaluating talent, and knowing what you're getting yourself into. Detroit had 4 rushing touchdowns. Did you see the celebration by Gibbs? I believe he's from St. Louis. He did the Baltimore dance as his celebration. We've had 2 petty celebrations by Detroit this year. When they beat the living hell out of Chicago, they did a replica of Ben Johnson's favorite play in a touchdown celebration because he used to be the offensive coordinator. Now you got the running back mimicking the Baltimore Ravens community, fan base, and hip-hop dancers. We're going to see how this goes on down the line. I think the key moment of the game, though, was that 4th and 2 in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes and 42 seconds left. And Jared Goff may have made the best thrizzo I've seen in quite some time. Right over the defender's head, right into the breadbasket. Jared Goff has come a long way. He shows no excitement. He's not cocky. He believes in his craft and his teammates. He supports the defense, and the defense supports the offense. That's called teamwork, gentlemen. That's called teamwork right there. But wow. The kicker was the 2 drives that Detroit had. They had a 98.5-yard drive and a 95-yard drive against Baltimore, in Baltimore, on Monday Night Football in September. That is something to think about. What Baltimore defense has not done the past 2 seasons. Everybody wants to blame Lamar, blame the defense, blames particular players, blame the coaching. But if you look at it as a whole, it's a team problem. And I'm not with Ryan Clark. I'm not putting the fate of the black quarterback, of the future of the black quarterback, if Lamar Jackson doesn't win the Super Bowl. How dare you? How dare you? Come on now. Let's be real, Ryan Clark. That's not fair. That's not fair. And we also learned something this past weekend, on Monday Night Football. Perfume, nails, and the handbag for the NFL player is here in the NFL. And there's nothing, I think there's more coming. Lamar wears perfume, says he likes the smell of it. Caleb Williams does his nails. We know why. And you got Debo carries the bag, the handbag. Why did Lamar feel the nerve to tell us that the drive to get us off the target? Who's to blame? I think what the Baltimore Ravens need to do, watch this game again together as a whole. Remember you watch movies together in school with another classroom, and the teacher tell y'all something, y'all best behave now. And the person you like, if you're going into that room, you're going to sit next to them. That's how school was back then. But here's the top 5 according to people out there in the NFL right now. Top 5 going into week 4. At number 5, you got the Indianapolis football coach. Are they real? Are the coach real? Number 4, got the LA Chargers. Hey, Justin Herbert. When he had the bad haircut and all that, everybody made fun of this man. This man has done nothing but get better. If help was not an issue, there's no telling what the LA Chargers would have done the past 2 seasons. Number 3, Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions. Number 2, nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills. Number 1, fly, Eagles fly, the Philadelphia Eagles. That is the top 5 according to the people in the NFL. I would shift that a little bit. And I don't know why they're doing the possible Super Bowl matchup right now. Who's to blame? Can we enjoy the moment? Can we enjoy the regular season? It kind of reminds you of those people that say, in April, I can't wait till Christmas get here. What is going on in your life that you say in April, I'm ready for Christmas? Christmas brings out the worst attitude in people since COVID. Nobody is happy during Christmas. I think the last time people were happy, Halloween. Watch. Halloween is it. Better get it in right now. Get your happiness in. Everybody is miserable after Halloween. Until what? Until the Super Bowl. People are that miserable. They don't like their family. They don't like their kids. They don't like their cousins. They don't like themselves. They don't want to speak to people. That's during the holiday season. Why people don't like other people or communicating with other people. And then they get in a relationship to say, well, he don't want to talk to me. You just told everybody you don't like talking to nobody. Why would you get in a relationship? The times we end, people, who's to blame? And it's almost October. You know what that means? That means seasonal hookup season is here. Well, what does that mean, Dre? Well, kids, I'm glad you asked. What that means, someone is going to garner your attention for no particular reason. You really think they like you. They need a place to stay. They need a ride to work. They need food. They need money. And they know you're lonely. They coming. So be careful and be aware of the seasonal hookup. Those of you know who you are. They do it every year. They get mad. Every time their taxes come, they get mad. Oh, man. Being in your 50s, looking back at young folk and laughing all the time is one of the greatest joys I have been a grown man. I swear, I swear. I don't know what you have on your schedule tomorrow, but tomorrow, we will be doing a live show tomorrow at Alpha Tech Electronics, St. Louis's premier vintage stereo repair shop at 3850 Gravois from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. All my vinyl lovers, come on out. Come on out. Get 10% off if you mention this phrase here. Vinyl Lifestyle. You get a free sticker and 10% off your purchase as well. So come on by tomorrow. We're going to do some vinyl talk. I know there's a lot of vinyl lovers. Vinyl has went up since COVID, from the DJs to crate surfing to why you like vinyl, what type of system you have. If you're trying to get into vinyl, we're going to guide you the right way, the right path, how you should do it. If you're trying to improve your system, got you. Vinyl album covers were a big deal. They're coming back, how a lot of the forehand brewers and a lot of brewing companies are actually hiring real artists to put this nice, beautiful artwork. It kind of reminds you of the vinyl days. So we're going to talk a lot about that tomorrow. Again, if you have nothing to do, stop on by. I will have a video up tomorrow as well for you folks that want to see the inside of the place for yourself. But it should be a good time tomorrow at Alpha Tech Electronics tomorrow. Going on. Should be a lot of fun. Good folk, good people. We're going to try to get it into the people, other people, by the people, and for the people tomorrow. So that should be a lot of fun going on tomorrow. There's too much going on for the weekend. But I'm telling you, college football fans, right now, on Wednesday, I'm giving you a warning right now. If you have not looked at the schedule and you made plans for this weekend and forgot, I'm telling you right now, you're going to be pissed off. You're going to be pissed off. Okay. That's why you got to have a schedule in your house. You got to have a schedule in your house so everybody knows where everybody is at. Now, if you live alone, you already know what you're doing. We're not answering the phone. But moving right along, we have been talking a lot about the man and the woman here lately. On my D&D show, we talked about it. In my other sports world, we talked about it. And, of course, at the Watering Hole, Friendlies in South City at 3503 Roger Place, as well as Tower Pub on Morgan Ford in South City. I've been having a lot of, I guess, interesting conversations with men and women about the status of dating, their relationship, or whatever they call themselves doing, sleeping with everybody. And it's just interesting to me. But when I saw this and heard this, I had to share this with the people. And when I get done, I got to say the phrase, who's to blame? A husband, he documented every time he tried to get sex from his wife. This man was 30 out of 365 times he asked his wife. She said yes 30 times. But he also told you the reasons she said no. Here they are. Your mom is awake 7 times. It's too hot 15 times. It's too cold 3 times. She's tired 19 times. Too late 16 times. Too early 9 times. Pretending to be asleep 35 times. The window is open. The neighbors are going to hear 3 times. Her back hurt 16 times. Toothache 2 times. Headache 6 times. Not in the mood 21 times. The cat gets jealous 18 times. Pack my hair 3 times. They got people sleeping up at the house 17 times. Oh my God. What was the other one? Oh, how many times do you think about this? He said 85 times. This man kept documentation of every time he tried to get the cookie from his wife. And he wrote down the reason why and how many times she said no. I tell you what, that right there is genius. 30 out of 365. Is that good odds? Is that good odds? I mean, that's an average of what, 10 times every 30 days? What are the odds? Is those good odds right there? I asked you 365 times for the cookie, and you only gave it to me 30 times. So that's basically 1 month out of a year. I don't know if I agree with that. There you have it. There you have it. There you have it. Okay, it's time to get to the list, good people. It's time to get to the list. These are the list of things that has transpired. I think you folks want to know. By the way, that husband list, who's to blame for that? The husband for documenting, or the wife for the excuses? The cat is watching? The cat. And the cat may get jealous. Does a cat get jealous of you having sex with your partner? I don't own a cat. I don't, they scare the hell out of me. I just think they're the most evil things. They don't talk. They're weird. You can't go outside. And no. You ever go to somebody's house with a cat and you don't know it, and you leave the door open a little bit too long, they run at you like you have just set a child on fire in front of them. I don't know. I don't know. But to folks that like cats, that's on you. That's on you. That's on you. If you cheat with a cat person, you're going to get caught. I'm telling you that right now. All right, here is the list, good people. You tell me who's to blame here. Terrific Tom Brady is being paid $75 million to play one flag football game in Saudi Arabia by Saudi Arabia. Who's to blame? $17 million. I'm sorry. $75 million to play one flag football game. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Who's to blame for that? Nobody. It's not affecting our taxpaying dollars. I mean, think about the stuff we paid for that we didn't know about, huh? Where's that conversation? All right. Who's to blame for this one? Women's sports fans on Mondays. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to any social media platform you want to. If you're off on a Monday, get your coffee together. Go to any of those social media platforms and just watch the female sports fan tell you what happened in college football on Saturday and on Sunday with their NFL team. Oh, my God. Oh, they hit the facts. I don't know if you've ever dated a female sports fan or if you're probably married to one. They're different. I'm not talking about the ones who say, why don't they run around? Why aren't you built like the guys you cheer for? Not that shit. No. Fans. The appreciation factor. Check it out for sure. Here's an exercise I want you guys to run now. And who's to blame for this? This is a true story. When I saw this, so many things ran through my head. But this kind of coincides with the who's to blame topic of discussion for today. But here we are. You have a child that's 10 years old that is behaving in a way at school you don't approve of. You don't approve of it all. So instead of spanking Lil Hakeem, we're going to take his video game system. You're not going to play your video game for a week. You come home after going to the grocery store because you had to leave Lil Hakeem at home. When you're on punishment, you can't go nowhere. This young fella has done $70,000 worth of damage to your home. What? Seven. There is no description. There is no justice out there. There is no person that would be able to save that child. There is no. So I had this conversation with the parent. with a 10-year-old child and a 14-year-old child. He's afraid to take their cell phone when they act up. So you mean to tell me, if you take your child's phone, tablet, laptop, PS5, Nintendo, any gaming system, and you leave them at home, you could come back home to a home remodel you didn't pay for? Who's to blame? Who's to blame? You know, I'm going to go right to this. I'm going to tell you who's to blame. We're going to get right into it right now, because this is one of the discussions we're going to talk about here today on Who's to Blame the Podcast, episode 563. One of the questions is, who told you this was okay? Who agreed to this? And the question is, we always hear this. Well, it's been said to you. You probably told one of your children, have you heard this before? Well, the child's 18, 9, none of my problem. Well, they 21 now. They out the house. Well, they 25 now. Well, when parenting doesn't stop, it does not stop. I am 54. I will call them people at any point. My mother and father. It doesn't stop. You're trying to tell me at age 5, they're okay to go to school. Knowing how reading has been exposed, do you think a 5-year-old is ready to go to school if both parents work or single parent? You think a 5-year-old is ready to go to school? Not Head Start, kindergarten, whole damn day. Hold on. Wait a minute. At 12 years old, do you really want your 12-year-old in 2025 playing with teenagers? That means kids 13 to 19. They were doing that back in the day. You trying to tell me at 16 that a kid should have a driver's license? 2025. I beg to differ. At 18, they should be graduating high school, get out the house, they're ready for college. At 21, they old enough to drink. At 25, car insurance go down if you're not a smoker. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 areas of life you need your parents more than ever. You need your parents more than ever. But you're trying to tell me that a 16-year-old should be driving today in 2025. No way in the hell. No. 18, should they be graduating high school? No way possible. No. Change the whole curriculum. 21, old enough to drink? No. Move that to 25. 25, insurance go down? That's about right there. But those age brackets that they give us as a monitoring point, as a learning curve, as a dismount in the educational system needs to be brought back to the table. A 5th grader in the 70s and 80s compared to a 5-year-old in the 70s and 80s, compare that to a 5-year-old in the 90s and 2000s. Watch you see the difference. It's what's going on at the home, what's on the tube, and what's in the streets, and what's being said in front of them. A 12-year-old today, they hang out with 20-year-olds. They hang out with 20-year-olds. Who's to blame for that? Where will it end? There is no way you got a kid that's 21 years old, you think it's over with, it's done. No. They about to screw up worse than ever. If your kid has never been in any trouble, I mean trouble with the law, trouble in school, trouble with them girls. I don't know nothing about them girls. I'm talking about them boys right now. There's no way. I'm with Jaden Daniels' mama. My son is not ready yet to be on his own. There are predators out here that we don't even know about yet. And he's a professional football player. And your child, barely anything right now. They just learning life. And you trying to tell me that you really think right now in your household, knowing what you know about your child, you think 16, 18, 21, 25, they're going to be okay? We need to bring the even world back. We need to bring that back. It is insane that you have parents out here right now afraid of their own kid. Won't discipline them. Oh, I'll just let them do whatever. They'll learn one day. When is that one day? When is that one day? Have you spoken to a 21-year-old? They talk text. I'm not calling it ebonics no more. They talk text. Have you seen a 25-year-old with a job that requires a work uniform? Go to their job and see if they're wearing a uniform the right way. Designer belt, popping the collar, sagging. Those are not work shoes. It's like we've given up. We've given up. We can only blame education on some things. When are the people in the house going to stand up? Meaning where you grew up at. Nobody's childhood is going to be like yours. Nobody. But it can be better. It can be better for sure. We're going to keep it right there. I became a big fan of this young lady. And now she has another docu-series out. Issa Rae. Issa Rae. From her show, Insecure, she now has another show on HBO Max. Seen or heard Black television. I don't know what drives people that are not in the famous space. We're just normal folk, just growing up regular. You know, you're clueless out there. You don't know what you want to do, how you're supposed to do this, how to become that person, how to become the you are. Do you really need to see someone that looks like you, that think they can understand your struggles on the TV, on the screen, hearing them in the radio to make you believe that you can do anything you want? Are you the type of person that you need that? Do you need that? Do you need to see self-representation somewhere other than the depiction that they're giving us a majority of the time, which is negativity? Do you need to see people of color in different nationalities, whatever your nationality is, or race you decide you are, whatever it is that you decide? Do you need to see that in representation in a successful manner to perpetuate you to better yourself? Do you need to see that? Do you need to see someone or to find out someone is from your exact neighborhood you grew up and you found out this person became an architect? But you didn't know this. This person comes to your school and speaks and tells you where they grew up, tell you they went to your same school, can point to some of the classrooms they went to, and you find yourself connecting with that person. I think it translates to that in the entertainment and television industry as well. The way Black television was from the start, the inception, who all was involved, the behind the scenes, the stories, why it was canceled, what happened to those people, why can't we have shows like that no more? I think censorship has changed over the years, and figuring out what the people want has changed over the years. Now, it's only two episodes out, but I tell you what, the 1970s had a heck of a peak. And then we had another peak in the 90s that was an explosion of talent and creativity in a way that it's now coming right back around. Now with more of a larger platform and other entities to put your ideas and brainstorm, you don't need all those approvals, anything to do what you want to do from 25 moving forward. People found different ways to do their craft, present themselves, to put it in front of people that want to see their work. The likes of Tyler Perry, whether you like him or not, the story of the beginning of him is pretty impressive. There's so many creative stories out there. Even Issa Rae, her story. I didn't know she lived in South Africa. And her mom gave her VHS tapes of all these Black shows. And she watched and she studied and she watched and she studied and wanted to know why we don't have these type of shows on television anymore. It's a very interesting docuseries on HBO Max, Issa Rae, Seen and Heard, the history of Black television. Red Fox gets deep in one episode, very deep. Sammy Davis, well, that one hasn't come on yet. But Oprah gets deep on a couple episodes because Oprah had to transition herself. And she tells you what happened if you were a fan of the Oprah Winfrey Show when she had the big hair, before people were jumping on the couch, and before she was saying, hello, all that. Tell me, hi, and welcome to the Oprah Winfrey Show. I'm Oprah Winfrey. That Oprah Winfrey. If you go back and you were watching it then, you saw the shift. Do yourself a favor and check that out. It's on HBO Max. Seen and Heard, the history of Black television, for sure. And it reverts back to the question, does it help you to see you on TV, etc., for success? If it did, point out, you can text me an example. If it did, let me know. And back to the list, people. Back to the list. This is one of the best times of the year if you are a baseball fan. And speaking of baseball, thank you again to Angela for taking me to a few Cardinal games this year. Thank you, Angela, so much. I really appreciate it. Angela went to 63 Cardinal games this year. 63 Cardinal games. When you're a fan, that's a lot. I mean, she missed less than 20 games. I know people that get paid money that miss more than that, and they wasn't really hurt. A gluteal contusion is just a bruise on your right butt cheek. Walk it off, Todd. Baseball is about to heat up, kids. Playoff time. I already like the playoff shirts right now. They got October on there and the name of the team. They got October on there and the name of the team. And you know, us October Libras, we love things with October on. Baseball lets you know a couple of things. That lead is not safe in the game. That lead is not safe in the division. Who's to blame? If you have not been paying attention to the Detroit Tigers and the Cleveland Guardians, that is wild. If I would have told you on July 9th, one of them was 15 games out. 15 games out on July 9th. You probably would have picked either one. But both of them, well, especially Cleveland Guardians, they played some good baseball the past 2 years. Changed the name, rebranded themselves. Terry Francona can do anything he wants. He can coach anybody. He can go out and get 25 people he just met on the street and get you in the postseason. That's how good Terry Francona is. Cardinals, they were 15 games out on July 9th. Last night, you've seen people melt down on the mound during a baseball game. That kid Kim with who was that? With Arizona Diamondbacks in that Giants game a few years ago. They kept that man in the game and he was getting destroyed. Old Skibble last night in the game. The Guardians didn't get a ball out of the infield in the ninth inning. He hit a guy in the head, threw a wild pitch, and 3 infield hits, and they lost the game in the bottom of the ninth. Why was he in the game that long? After he hit the kid in the head, you need to come on out. You need to come on out. That game was wild last night. One of the wildest highlights I've ever seen, for sure. But as we talk about this all the time, watch out. Whoever wins the wild card, watch out for them because they get no time off. Them teams that win a division, they at home, chilling with their wives, smoking cigars, drinking beers, having chili with dad, reminiscing about the season, trying to make another baby. Then they go into that game against that wild card team and get swept. And they want to know why. They want to throw up excuses. Okay, buddy, whatever you say. But baseball is always testing us, from our love and commitment from the start of the season to the product on the field and to the postseason. But we've had some issues with baseball over the past few seasons. and it had something to do with the strike zone. Nobody knows what a strike is at all. Not one person can tell you what a strike is. Each umpire has their own version of a strike. Honorable mention, Angel Hernandez. Horrible. Just horrible. Just not good. But it's a continuing thing. And if you're at home, they're not helping the cause by putting that box at home for you to see. And then you're at home being a home plate umpire, like, what kind of call is that? So I think Major League Baseball is now going to change a rule again for the 2026 season. So who's to blame for this? Major League Baseball would use the automated ball strike challenge system, the ABS, during the entire 2026 season. Each team would get 2 challenges and keep them if they're successful. The pitcher, catcher, or batter are the ones that must give right after the pitch. You got to challenge it right after the pitch. And it's done by the pitcher, catcher, or the batter. And it must be done right after the pitch, immediately done. Nobody in the dugout, nobody down there can be yelling. Has to be done between those people. We're going to see how that goes. To signal a challenge, pitcher, catcher, or batter will tap the hat or helmet. Hat or helmet. They will tap it right there to get them know, to let them know. And now, with all these different cameras they got, and going to add a few more, they're really going to be tracking the ball that the pitcher throws to home plate. Now, if the game goes into extra innings, a team will be awarded a challenge if it has none remaining entering the extra inning. So basically, we're going to have confusion again next year. We had confusion with the pitch clock. We had confusion with the robot umpires in minor league. The strike zone has been different ever since Greg Maddux changed everybody's mind on what a strike is. Ever since then, we've had the camera, we've had the box, we've had former Major League Baseball umpires a part of these Major League Baseball broadcasts, and they're still wrong. 2 wrongs don't make it right. It just ends up the fans fighting. This is one of the most difficult things I think baseball is going to have to figure out on what is a strike. We've been through this in the NFL. What is a catch? Dez Bryant, my bad. We've been going through this. This is a difficult thing. What is so hard? If all of these umpires go to their same dude's school and they all go down to Florida and they're all in San Diego, in Texas and Arizona, what the problem is? Somebody's lying out there. I want truth. Somebody got to come here and tell us the truth on what is really going on when it comes to the strike zone in Major League Baseball. Who's to blame? Chime in if you like. You think it's a good idea that Major League Baseball is doing this with this automated system, more cameras, more eyes on the ball, and pay attention to the plate? Or should we get younger umpires with better vision? Should we do that? It seems as though the adult toy has made its way to the NFL. Now, the NFL security, fans, is way different in NBA and WNBA. I'm going to say this one more time. The NFL security is way different than Major League Baseball, NBA, and WNBA. They don't listen. These are retired law enforcement people looking for something to do. Have you seen the cameras they have at these stadiums? They've already found the person. There were three total thrown out at NFL games. They have, if these people watch football again, I think if they have the NFL ticket, they're going to pull that from them too. They're not allowed at any NFL games. They're done. Done. I don't even think they can go to a sports book that's on NFL property or that's owned by an NFL owner. And note to self, there's a lot of them that are part of these sport books. But since I'm a fan of gambling, that's a hole I don't want to go down. It's up there with me when you see a strip club open at 10 a.m. That's up to you to go in there. There's nothing wrong with a strip club at 10 a.m. Nothing wrong. But it's fine at 4 a.m. Make up your mind. Make up your mind. Make up your mind. I think to each its own. If you want to gamble, go ahead. Do your thing. But do your homework, especially with this football. What transpired last weekend has brought an uproar that they're investigating 2 games. One game had $1.1 billion wagered on the game. But instead, the Eagles run it all the way in with a touchdown and covers the spread. Oh my God. They got the Packers game under investigation. The way these wagers were going during the game, some things not adding up right. I'm starting to believe what my father told me decades ago. Boy, these games are rigged. It took wrestling 35 years to tell us, hey, this is scripted. Yeah, we all got a script. We practice this, we rehearse this. But we were kids watching wrestling at the Chase. We really felt that. The worst thing we want to hear that was fake. The worst thing ever. Now, if you tell me when I'm in my 70s that the entire NFL was scripted, who's to blame? I would be, who can act that good? Who can act that good? If they pull this off since the inception of the league, or when they saw the people turn it away, did they have a secret meeting there? It makes you wonder when you watch 4 games last weekend. Like, what in the, how in the, even if you didn't play football, just some things you see during a game, you're like, how he make the team? Those questions are up there for sure. If you're just tuning in, thank you so much. It's another edition of CertaPro Painters Presents Who's to Blame, the podcast, episode 563. And tomorrow we will be outside with the people. We're getting out there. We're going on the road. We're doing the show tomorrow at Alpha Tech Electronics at 3850 Gravois. St. Louis premier vintage stereo repair shop is going down tomorrow from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. If vinyl is in your life, or you live that vinyl lifestyle, come on by, tune in. I'm going to put it on the TikTok. We'll put it on StreamYard as well tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun had by all tomorrow for sure. Looking forward to it. I'm a fan of the vinyl, man. I love that vinyl. And I will tell you on Friday's show where we will be at next Tuesday. We're getting out there. We like meeting the people. Little recap with a couple of things one more time. Tom Brady, terrific Tom. Mom, it's that man again. He's being paid $75 million to play one flag football game in Saudi Arabia by Saudi Arabia. Tom Brady has come under scrutiny a lot here. A lot. Caring about football too much, not knowing Giselle was cheating on him with the trainer. I'm going to play one more year, honey, with Tampa Bay. No, you're not. You're not playing one more year. Don't tell me what to do. Tom said, deuces, holla at you. Gets the job. They fire another guy. They gave him a job. He decides to play one more year. They tell the dude, you can keep the job until Tom come back. We're going to let you go. They let him go. Tom comes into Fox and calls all kind of hell because he gets to sit in on meetings. But it's not what you think. If you don't believe me, go to the NFL Network. They got the whole story on that play. Whole story. And one more time about this little boy, 10 years old, acting up in school. Mom takes the phone, take his gaming system. She leaves to go to the grocery store, get some food for them babies, comes back. He has done $70,000 worth of damage to the house. Man, get out of here. No. What was that episode in Atlanta when his mama had him dance? Dance. Go ahead and dance. You want to dance in classroom? Dance now. See, when you do that type of parenting, they won't do it no more. When you want to talk all day in school? Oh, I got something for that. When you combat that with what they were doing, but what episode was that of the Cosby Show? When one of them wanted to smoke. Oh, here you go. Gave Rudy a cigarette too. You want to do that? Okay, here you go. $70,000 of damage. Then allegedly a 15, 16-year-old boy at a concert this weekend beats up a senior citizen security guard, allegedly. Was given back to his parents. Parents going to jail too. All three of y'all going to jail. Come on, let's go, all of y'all. Giving all y'all 30 days. All of y'all. They need to start doing that. Lock up the parents too. All right, folks, got a lot of things coming up with the weekend as well. There's a lot of festivals going on. A lot of festivals. Down in Steelville, at MoFest going on. My dude was going to be on here today, Craig Murphy, but he's putting this show together and whatnot. We'll get him on again to possibly talk about the festivities that happened this weekend down in Steelville, Missouri. And he also has to bring my tie-dye shirt that I was given from one of the tie-dye vendors over in Wood River, Illinois. Wood River. So again, if you're not doing nothing tomorrow, stop on by. Gonna have a lot of fun. And I told you about the husband making a list and giving how many times his wife turned him down. 365 times he asked his wife to have sex. She only said yes 30 times. 30 times. One of the excuses I can't believe, she said the cat may get jealous. She did that 18 times. Then my other all-time favorite, she pretended to be asleep 35 times. As a wife, and you pretend to be asleep. No comment. Shout out to Aja Wilson winning her 4th WNBA MVP. She's blowing things up, Brian. Way to go, girl. It's just something about the referees when I watch WNBA games. There's something that's off. I can't put my finger on it. But Vegas came back and put a thumping on the Fever. Was that 83 to 60? No, 90 to 68. Now that series is even up at 1-1. It's a 3-game series as well with the Mercury and the Lynx. The Mercury won that one 89 to 83. That's split up at 1-1. New York Liberty fired their coach. Fired. You got to go. You got to go. Oklahoma State University, they fired my dude. I mean, that man been there 28 years. Played there, coached there, won there, but it's time for a change, Coach. Mike Gundy, it's time for a change. Mullet hair man, my dude. One of the best rants you will ever get out of a human being is when he's mad about the game and the state of play. But as he told everyone else and his brother, he's going to coach again. When you still got that bite in you to coach and mature the young men in this sport, and you still got some knowledge to give, why not? Now, if the game is wearing you down and you don't want to get on the board with the transfer portal or NIL, Dabo, sweetie, maybe it's time for you to go home, Nick Saban. because that's not the type of football you want to be around. There's nothing wrong with that. Every sport has had its transitional piece. And a lot of these sports are going where? To technology. And the transfer portal in college football has caused a debate at the workplace, at the water cooler, the garage, the barbershop, your own house, your man cave, your shed. It's causing debates everywhere because everyone is clueless on what's going on, as well as with the NIL. They need to get someone in there that knows what they're doing instead of taking advantage of these kids and taking their money. Hope and promise go a long way, don't it, Paul? Hope and promise go a long way. That's what they say. That's what they say. But who's to blame for that? Every time we try to bring it to the forefront, going up. We don't talk about that right now. We don't want to talk about it right now. Kind of reminds you when you were a kid when you tried to get permission to go outside and they play ping pong with you. Go ask your dad. Go ask your mom. Go ask your daddy. Go ask your mom. And you get frustrated, just go in your room and play. And they have the audacity to say, why you didn't go outside? Help me, help you. Help me, help you. Well, good folks, good people, I want you to enjoy your hump day. Do the things you need to do. I don't think there was school today, so you probably didn't know that. You probably at work, your child lied to you, so you got a half day. You probably didn't know that. So you probably left your weed out, the liquor cabinet unlocked. You're going to go home to a house party. These little kids today, boy, I'm telling you, they will have you in an uproar, like questioning what happened. How did I create this human and this human does that? I get such a joy out of watching these young parents and just saying to myself, you have no idea what's about to come. You have no idea. Nothing but good times and laughter. But once they cross over, they come back to normalcy. You got to give them time to do their robot glitch. Like when you hit your cell phone and all of them light up and they just start shaking, your kid is going to do that. You got to give them time to do the glitch. And then they will come back. They will come back after the glitch. All right, good folks, good people. We will see you later. Goodbye, StreamYard, and we will see you guys on Friday here on StreamYard. Thanks again for tuning in to CertaPro Painters Presents Who's to Blame? The podcast, episode 563. And we will see you, good folk, good people, next time. We'll see you, StreamYard. Peace, and we out.